in so many times that when we try to find a good document, want to set up the web server or install the program internet, right? And most of people will do it with Google, if you can use Google, right? Myself, one of you as well. And in many of the time that is turned out with fail because we have a different situation. For example, our computer, our program, our OS have a different configuration that the guy that show us on the internet, or maybe from Wikipedia or from any website, that they have a different configuration than what we're doing right here. So in many times, that's why I am recommend you to try it on the virtual machine first, just in case that when something wrong happen to your system, you do not have to delete your whole system and start another one. In fact, you just delete the virtual machine and then you start another one. It will be safe for your main operating system that you are daily work. So in this video here, I'm going to show you how to set up the web server for our web development that we're going to do in the future. In fact, we're going to do it on the virtual machine. So we're gonna set this computer box for our Laravel project. We're going to use PHP in most. But before that happen there's something that really stick in my mind. Let's see if I press on F12. It's something show me right here an error that say no Powerline daemon in home file.local/bin. So why is that? Why does that happen? Is it because I don't have Powerline installed in here? So let's see if we can do this real quick. Pacman is Powerline. So we're going to install Powerline in here just to make sure that we do not going to have a problem with this. Where is this one came from? Actually, it came from the bash file that require a Powerline daemon to run in bash file, bash rc. If I just remove the bash rc, this one will never show up again. But by the way, I need a Powerline just to make my Vim editor look great. Now let's hit enter and then input your password here. Type in your password and then hit Y. Okay, that's done. It's very easy and quick, right, to install the Powerline. If you don't have this problem, you don't have to do it. Okay, so I just press the F12 again to make it go away. Now let's come to this. We're going to set up the web server for Apache and MariaDB and PHP in here. I searched a couple of this. Basically, I searched many. So the keyword that I use is Manjaro setup web server like this, and I open up this link here from the forum manjaro.org right here. Now let's go ahead and do that. We don't have PHP in our system right here. Let's go ahead and install that. But before you install a new package, make sure that your package is up to date, your system is up to date. So the first command right here, pacman dash capital S and YYU, is to update your package. You can either sit on a root permission and then do some stuff like myself do right here, as I know that I do not have to worry about the security issue because I use this as just for showing, and I don't have to do anything with this much. Just after I done with this one, I can easily delete this and I recreate it again. Doesn't matter. Okay, so if you want to do that, go ahead and do that too. All right, now pacman and capital S YYU, no confirm. I like this because I do not have to press the letter Y in doing this. Okay, everything is fine, is up to date. Now let's install the Apache. Pacman Apache, Apache, then MariaDB. Alright, and I will say that dash no confirm again. Hit enter, and then it's going to install. The reason why I'm not install PHPMyAdmin by now, because it's going to cause a problem when we not config this correctly. So I do not want to have that happen. Let's install this one by one at a time. Config this one by one at a time. This will be more safe to ourselves. Alright, our first command is already executed, is already done install. Now let's get to the next command. I'm not going to deal with the firewall, not going to config, not going to use that. The next thing we're going to do is to config our database MariaDB right here. So let's copy this one, copy and paste this in, and then run the command. So now it's working. Now let's type in another. You just simply copy this, pass this in, and then hit enter. Then it's going to run. And again, let's do that. Copy it, pass this in, and hit enter. And that will be run on next boot. Config MariaDB, pass this in, hit enter. Enter current password for root. Remember that we use 1234 when we first install this box. So I'm going to hit 1234 and then hit enter. Switch to Unix socket authentication. You want that? I'm going to hit Y and then enter. You already have your root account protected, so you can safely answer N. I press N and enter before and it's caused me some problem. It's hard. So this time I hit Y and hit enter. It's going to ask me to change password. I'm going to hit 1234 again and hit enter, and another 1234 and hit enter. Remove anonymous users. I'll say yes and then hit enter. Disallow root login remotely. I'm going to hit Y and enter. Remove test database and access to it. I'll hit Y, enter. Reload privilege table now. I hit Y and hit enter. So our MariaDB is working by now. So now just type in MySQL and then hit enter. It's going to go like this. Alright. Next thing what we're going to do is, so I'm going to run this command first. Alter user root as localhost. Identify by 1234. Use MySQL. And then hit enter. So you see that the database changed, right? Now right click and pass the command alter user root as localhost identified by your password. In my case here is 1234. Let's hit enter and you say query OK, zeros effect. Now let's quit that and hit enter and go. So what I'm going to do is I type in MySQL u and then root and then that p, hit enter and then type in password 1234. Then I copy this command right here and pass in, hit enter. It say affected one row. Okay. Now let's put this command here, flood privileges. Alright, the other one, let's copy this, grant all privileges to root as localhost, identify by 1234, and then with grant option. hit enter, and then it say okay. Alright, we're done with this one. Now just type in quit and then hit enter. We're done with the MySQL right here. This is the command that I run. If you use a different name, like you not use root, like you use your username or you use a password or something else, just let's change it here. This will be the username that you use, and here's a password, and right here again your username, your password. So 3 commands right here that I use. Now let's go to the next step. What it's saying, it says systemctl enable httpd. Copy that, pass in, hit enter. Okay, now just let's see what happened. Systemctl status httpd. So it say active. Oh, active, inactive, dead. So why is it? Why inactive? Why is it dead? Let's do this one first. We're gonna configure this one first. So just searching for the light here, npm event here, we're gonna comment that. So control W and then load module npm, hit enter. We're gonna comment this light right here, just comment it in and then uncomment this one. And let's type control W again to see where is load module rewrite. Just uncomment that, and now add this line into the file as well, 3 line. But you're going to go to the very bottom of the file and then you pass it in. Before I pass it in here, I'm going to put in hashtag and then space and then say jump, just for later that we can jump to here. Now hit enter, and then we're gonna use PHPMyAdmin later, but for now we don't have this file yet. We're gonna create this file first. I'm going to copy this and then I put the hashtag first and then pass the line. Passes in. Now let's hit Control X and Y to save and then hit enter, and we get out of that. Next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the SRV here. So I'm going to exit out from the root permission, and then we're gonna cd to SRV http. It's actually, we cannot create anything in here, by the way. So let's sudo vim test.php. Let's see if it's work. I hit id, and then we're going to type in php info. It's a PHP function just to test if our PHP is working. Alright, now escape :wq sudo systemctl restart httpd systemctl d. Okay, this one is a load active and running. Cool. I press Control C, Control and the letter C to quit off this. Now let's go to another tab and type in 127.0.0.1/test.php. Let's see if we can see anything. So if this page show up, it means your server is up and running. There will be a little bit more thing to config. We don't have PHPMyAdmin yet. We're not going to use the WordPress in here, but if anyone want to use WordPress, just go ahead and do this step, is fine. Now before we install the PHPMyAdmin, there's something that we have to config that before we install PHPMyAdmin. For example, we're gonna config this file, we're gonna edit this file, we're gonna uncomment these two things here. So let's go ahead and do that. Sudo vim, I'm going to use vim etc php and php.ini, hit enter. Search for extension equal MySQL. We're going to uncomment this. It's on the line 923. I hit I and I remove this one, and then I hit escape. Now let's search for extension equal to, so it's right here, PHPMySQL. We're gonna remove this one as well, so we uncomment that. In the other one, we need to do that. We have to uncomment this two line as well. BC2, remove that away, and then hit escape, colon, WQ. W is to save, Q is to quit. I hit enter. Now we're going to create a config file for PHPMyAdmin in this part, but before we do that, right, we're gonna do this first. We copy all of this, select and copy, and open up another file, new. Then we pass it in here. We don't need a greater than sign, just remove all of them. So the whole script will be look like this. Now in your terminal, we're going to create the file. Let's go back into this. What is it say? Creates this file. So let's copy this command. Do not forget sudo because you are not on root permission by now. Pass it in. It's going to create the file called phpmyadmin.conf in etc httpd conf extra. Hit enter. Now what you're going to do is you're going to copy of this. Copy this, and then you pass it into this file by right click and then paste. Now let's check your file. It's going to look like this, alright? Next thing we're gonna do is you're going to save and exit by press the Control X to save, Y for yes, and then hit enter. It's going to close file. We have to also uncomment this. Remember the httpd configs, sudo vim etc httpd and configs httpd.conf. Now hit enter. You remember we type in jump right here, right? So remove this. Let's have a look. Remove the comment from this line just to make sure that the Apache will use this configs. Escape colon WQ to save and quit. Install PHPMyAdmin by the command sudo pacman-h and PHPMyAdmin. no confirm. Hit enter and wait. Is the download size make 8 megabyte? The download size 8 megabyte is going to install that. Okay, PHPMyAdmin is already installed. Let's see if it's work. 127 and then PHPMyAdmin. Hit enter. So PHPMyAdmin is up and show. And then I'm going to put root in there. Root is my login name, and then the password is 1234. Click on go. It's supposed to enter this page. So if everything correct, you're going to see this page. And scroll down here, you see that there are something errors that we have to fix in here, right? That will be very simply to fix that. Start from the first one, find out why, right here. Just click on this, find out why here, and then you click on the create. Everything fine now. Now go back again. I'll click on the home button here, and then back here. What is this one say? The second one say the configuration file now need a secret passphrase, blurface secret. Let's see where this file. Now by right click and copy this, I'm going to get rid with all of this. So we go to the Stack Overflow and we're going to edit the web app here. This is the place where we're going to edit that. So right click here, copy this command, go to your terminal and then pass that. What we're looking for is the line that says CFG, the line number 18 of the file. You're going to put something in here, something that greater than 32 character, whatever the letter that you're going to put in here. For example, this one, anything by the random string, but make sure it's more than 32. Now colon WQ and hit enter. And another one, what is that? CFG temporary file. It's not accessible because it did not create one. Now let's create one. Copy this one. Error number 2, this is what you're going to do. Sudo make dir, we're gonna make this folder in PHPMyAdmin web apps, followed by this part. Go to your terminal and pass this. Back to your PHPMyAdmin and let refresh that. Log back in again. Now it load up and you go down. It's not accessible. Why is that? It's because it needs the permission. Set mod. Let's see if it's fixed. Back to your PHPMyAdmin and let's see if it's fixed. Okay, it's fixed the problem now. Alright, if you follow everything by this step, you have a PHP web server up and running. Now you can create your web app by now. So that's how I do it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.